Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Good morning, JSA. I am Matthew Reyes, and joining me today is Evan Donovan from WFLA Channel 8, Tampa, and the host of Battleground, Florida. Thank you, Mr. Donovan, for joining me today. I'll be asking you some questions to help the students at my school to have a better understanding of your news world.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to talking to you.
Me too. First question. For kids who would like to be like you, Mr. Donovan, can you please share what you do as part of your job?
Absolutely. So I'm an anchor and reporter for a local television station, WFLA News Channel 8. And my job particularly is to do two things. I report on politics for the station, and then I also anchor the weekend morning newscasts on Saturday and Sunday morning from 6 to 8. And then I have a political show that we anchor on Sunday morning as well. And so my primary job is to follow what's going on in the world of politics. And that means everything from the president and the U.S. Congress all the way down to Florida's governor and Florida state legislature, and even down to Mayor Jane Castor of Tampa and Mayor Rick Kreisman of St. Petersburg, and the city councils of all the area cities and county commissions. So generally speaking, I just follow politics and report on what's important to the people of Tampa Bay.
Okay. What do you love most about your job?
I love that I constantly get to be involved in what's happening. That I get to stay informed of what's going on and tell people in the community what are the important things that they need to know about the place where we live and the society that we live in. It's important for people who are journalists to perform oversight on our leaders, because oftentimes it's one of the great backstops of American democracy to make sure that our political leaders are doing what they're supposed to be doing with the money that we entrust in them to run our society. So that's a big part of my job, and I love that part. But I also love telling stories of people who live in our community. You know, at the end of the day, my job as a reporter is to meet and talk to and tell the stories of people who live in Tampa Bay. And I love to do that.
Yeah. When did you know you wanted to be a news anchor or a reporter?
That's a good question. I think when I was younger, I had an inkling that I wanted to do something involved with broadcasting, probably around your age. And so it's something I kind of always had in the back of my mind. And then when I went away to college, I tried to pursue it, but the school that I went to didn't have a program for me to major in, something to do with it.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. I kind of, always had it in the back of my mind as a dream. And so one day when I was changing careers and I was returning from working overseas in London, I decided that I wanted to try to pursue a career as a reporter. And I just sort of taught myself how to shoot and write and edit and really began to follow the news very closely and learn how to report basically. And so then I followed my dream and I was able to do what I'm doing now.
Thank you. What type of education do you need to be a news reporter?
Well, really, I think at minimum, you need to get a high school diploma. I think you have to learn the basics and fundamentals of civics and our society and the way business works and, the basic level of education I think that you need to do that job. I think a college degree is helpful, but frankly, what's more important as a reporter is being curious. Having an inkling that you want to ask questions and find out what's going on, and not accepting answers that are not full and complete as answers when you're interviewing someone important. I think if you have a high school diploma, you can be a very, very good reporter. You don't have to have a college degree. No, I don't think so. I mean, it would help, of course. College degrees are wonderful, and learning the depth of knowledge that you get in college is a hugely important part of life. But it doesn't have to happen, and sometimes it doesn't work out for everybody, and that's okay. I think if you are the kind of person who is well suited to being a reporter, then you can certainly do it on a high school diploma. And you just really need to. The biggest thing is to work hard to always uncover, what's difficult for people to see. And so I think the more curious you are, that's even more important.
That's great. How long have you been a news reporter, anchor, and how long have you been with WFLA Channel 8?
I've been at Channel 8 for just over 3 years. I got here in 2017, right after Hurricane Irma. In fact, my interview was here during the week of Irma, and I got stuck here when they flew me down to interview me. And so I got stuck and was reporting on the storm before I even worked here at the station, which was kind of funny. But so I've been here for 3 years, and I've been a reporter for almost 10 years.
Awesome. How do you stay cool, calm, collective, and confident during your show and the news broadcast?
That's a really great question, because that's really kind of the secret sauce. The people who are really good at journalism and at my business, they all have that quality, the ability to stay calm and within your thoughts, and to be able to respond to people when they're talking to you, but also while fact checking them real time. It's a very difficult thing, but if you're well suited for it, then I think you can be successful in this business. I think in terms of how to do it, I try to take deep breaths and think about what I'm going to say next, and try not to rush. And I try to be well prepared. The more prepared you are for an interview or a story that you're doing, the better it will come across.
How does it feel to be a well-known news reporter in our local television area with thousands of people watching you from home?
I don't know how well known I am. I think our business, television news, particularly on the local level, is experiencing a major downturn over the past 10 to 20 years, because people are getting a lot of their news from the internet and from various different methods. And so viewership is down, and can be a struggle. That's one of the things that my business will have to figure out over the next 10 to 20 years to be able to survive. So I appreciate that. I appreciate it when anyone watches our news, because I think it's a service that we try to provide to the community that we really hope people are watching and paying attention to, because we put a lot of work into it. But at the end of the day, we have to give them a reason to watch. And so we try to work very hard to do our best.
Wow. Have you ever been awarded in your job?
Have I ever been awarded?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have, Matthew. I have a couple of different awards. I've won an Emmy Award, a regional Emmy Award for news, for live reporting. And I won several different AP awards, or RTDNA awards, I should say, for anchoring. So I've won a few things, but it's not a popularity contest, really. It's all about the viewer, and it's nice to be recognized, but it's more important, I think, to do what I was saying before, to provide the service to people who watch.
Well, congrats.
Thanks.
What would you tell kids who are struggling to figure out what they want to be when they grow up?
I would tell them that I was exactly the same way, and that I still am in some ways. I'm 41 years old, and there are times when I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. And I know that sounds funny, but you never want to stop learning and trying to be a better person and trying to expand your horizons and your understanding of the world. And I have really enjoyed my career in reporting, but I think if you're a kid and you're not really sure what you want to do, it's just as important to try things as it is to figure them out. So I guess what I mean is, don't wait around for inspiration on what to do. A lot of people never really figure out what to do or whether they're well suited for what they're doing. So try different things. If you're interested in television news, try to be a reporter, see how it works. But if you don't like it, there's always a chance to reinvent yourself. Stay curious and stay hungry and work hard, and you can really do anything.
Great. Final question. Can you share a good memory about your K-12 school experience?
I could share a million of them because I loved being a student. I really enjoyed school, and I was very lucky to be able to be pretty good at it. And so I'm very thankful for that. What grade are you in, Matthew?
I'm in sixth.
Sixth grade. Okay, so I remember sixth grade. Sixth grade. I'm trying to remember my teacher's name. I believe I had two homeroom teachers, one of whom was Mrs. Reeves and the other was Mrs. Thomas. And that doesn't sound like a big deal to remember that. But for when you're 41, it's hard to remember who your teachers were. I loved sixth grade. I can think of a good memory from sixth grade is in Mrs. Reeves's class, we used to do a lot of spelling tests, and I really enjoy spelling. And I know that's kind of weird, but it comes in a lot of handy doing what I do now because it's important to be accurate. And I think being a good speller helps you learn and understand words and expand your vocabulary. And in my business, that's a really helpful tool. So it turns out that something I did when I was in sixth grade helps me now. And that's kind of what I was talking to you about earlier. The more you do things and try different stuff, the more you might uncover what you really want to do.
Awesome. Well, that's it for today, JSA. Again, thank you so much, Mr. Donovan, for letting me interview you. Your time is very appreciated. I hope JSA enjoys this as much as I did. Maybe one day I'll anchor with you.
I'd love that. You can come in anytime you want, Matthew. Thank you so much.